Hello, dear friends. This is our podcast, Powering Sustainability. Today we have a variety of topics, and for this I have a very special friend. He was in one of the first podcasts, and he's always special to have him here. His name is Ahmad. Hello, Ahmad. How are you?
I'm all right, and you?
All good. Missing you at the podcast.
Yeah. And it's good to be here again.
Yes, welcome. So, you have been working a lot in the Saudi market, and there's been a lot of upgrades, a lot of changes. So, tell us about this. What's going on Saudi?
Saudi, huge country with, I would say, an ambitious thoughts and leads, decisions. I would say what's happening in Saudi now, it's a point that will change Saudi from where it was with related to the waste industry to where it's going to. Man, if we need to talk about it, we need hours and hours and hours. But I would say that lately, through friends, in our industry, they were talking about the plastic waste that being generated or is getting generated now in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and they have multiple plans what to do and what not to do in that. And I'm sure, as you know, here in UAE, they have done a lot, same as other countries. But I would say that this is a good move towards recycling, especially the PET bottles. In UAE, they have started long back. There are a lot of companies are doing this. And the outcome of this recycling is amazing, especially that you are reducing the plastic from the world. You are recycling it to different products. The good thing and a nice thing about the plastic, and the plastic, as you know, it's a big family, and it's come from the petroleum industry. So you have PET, you have the polyethylene, whether it's HDPE, MDPE, LDPE, you have the polyvinyl chloride, which is PVC. You have so many PPR, PET. The family is big. But the focusing now, it's what we are consuming in our daily basis. I use 1.5 liter bottle in my office, and it's made of PET plastic. What do I do with it? This is the big question mark. Let's say we are throwing it in the garbage. It's going at the end of the day to the landfill. Now, if we need to recycle this from the landfill, it's taking huge process. Why? Because this bottle now it's contaminated, and to clean it in order to recycling again, it will take another process. So what other countries now is focusing on now, and what they have realized, to save cost, and instead of throwing this to the general waste, it's better to put it in the right place, in the right bins. That's why, for example, PowerBear is providing similar to this, the multi-stream waste bin, whether it's Treo, whether it's Quattro, you have a special compartment only for plastic bottles. So with this is, you can find it in the malls, in the train stations, and in airports. You can find it even in the streets. I would urge now people to start segregating from home, put them aside and teach your kids about it, and teach the kids how important is it to keep it as clean as possible. Throw it in the right compartment, and let then the waste management contractor or the recycling facilities to take care of this. I mentioned that reducing cost between the contaminated and the clean bottles. Let me tell you small, what's happening to this PET, and what are the products that we could generate from it. If I have a plastic bottle, it's made of PET. This PET, basically, it has to go to a systematic production line. We call it, or not we, the full waste management industry, they call it hot washing line. This hot washing line is They will throw all the bottles in the conveyor. This conveyor will take it to a big bathtub, let me call it. It will get washed, okay? And in some other process, what do? Before they wash it, the first wash, they crush it, and then they wash it. It depends on, country to country and facility to facility. Let's say they will crush it into flakes, small pieces. After that, it will go to another conveyor. It will go to the bathtub, let me call it. And that bathtub will start cleaning the material. This is the first process of cleaning. Then you have another cleaning, and another cleaning, and another cleaning. So imagine how many cleaning process to remove the glue, that where you stick the film, on the plastic bottle, and to remove the film, and to remove any other residue on that bottle, or on top of the flakes, or inside that bottle. So imagine how many times you need to wash this in order to get a very clean, fine flakes, to produce then another product. Now, some companies or some producers, they stop at this stage, and they take these flakes and they sell it, to other countries, where they start the second process of recycling. But if I have the big facility that I could even finish the recycling process from A to Z, which is the circular economy, what we call it, all of us, then this has to go to different machine. And that machine, either to make it pellets, small, granules, or to extract from that flakes, what we call it, it's a polystyrene, but it's look like a wool. They call it a wool, like a wool. But, some of us, we use this polystyrene pillows.
Yes, of course.
What's inside it? It could become from PET. So after they extract that polystyrene cotton, let me call it, you have a product now. But if you need to make another product, you can, which is you start taking this into a machine where you can extract all that threads. And from that threads, you could make carpets, you could make clothes, you could make hats, jackets, you could make lots of things. This is when it comes to the textile industry. From that PET, you could also make shoes. And there are a lot of brands, and one of them is, it's called Allbirds. They are fine and unique, transforming these PET bottles to shoes. Of course, I'm not sure to this date if they use 100% PET in that shoes, or that shoes made 100% from PET, but they help the environment, maybe in 1%, maybe in 100%, but they still do something. And this is what's happening now in Saudi. They start thinking, we don't have this facility. Where are we going with these plastic bottles? Are we going to throw it? Shall we bring, revised vending machines for where you throw your bottles and you earn points? But at the end of the day, these bottles has to go to the right recycling facility to produce another product, where we can generate either another bottle, and here where it has to be splitted. If I'm gonna use this PET bottles to make another PET bottles, there is a longer process, and there are two ways to do that: chemically, or mechanically. Mechanically, it's the what we have explained just now. It's a mechanical process, and chemically there is two companies worldwide. They're doing this, one in Canada and one in Japan. And the one in Japan, they actually last year or 2 years ago, they have signed a joint venture with one of Abu Dhabi companies. I cannot remember that company. If I would say the name. But when I use chemically, it's an 100% clean materials that I could generate another PET bottles, and I can use it also for drinking water. Or as we said, the chemically that you could generate another bottle and it's safe. And as you said, it will be certified. Yes, it will be certified. You know, both ways you could use it to generate another product. But I would say, I'm not against plastic. You know, plastic, it's one of the essential products that we are using it in so many industry or in so many items. But if I could replace this plastic to something else, especially in the hotels, if you noticed in UAE, they swap the plastic with a glass bottle. Crushing glass, put it in the furnace and make another glass. It's super fast, economical, does not need that power, so you will not consume, you will not release this. You know, your carbon print will be very low, easy. You could open so many facilities because it does not require that huge space. It depends on how big you want to open it. But if you noticed, as we said, in Dubai hotels, they start swapping the plastic bottles with the glass. This is one idea.
It's good. You know, in my country, maybe
Which
15
country?
in Bolivia.
You're in Bolivia because
In
you're
Bolivia.
German and you're Bolivian.
German Bolivian. So in Bolivia, like 20 years ago, they used to, in the Coca-Cola companies and stuff, they used to use only glass bottles. So you went to the stores and you changed the bottles for, and they they wash them in the company, clean them and use again. So that was fantastic.
Yeah, I believe we should start, all of us, either as a normal people or as an investor or decision makers, to look deeply in this and try to find a way how to reduce this plastic. And we are actually doing it in Power Bay. We are doing it since very long. We are not allowing plastic bottles since, I'm not sure when, but it's very quiet. Maybe you remember, it's a very long time.
Yeah, even the small bottles. Each and every one of the staff have their own
Disposable,
Fixed bottle.
fixed bottle, yeah.
Yeah, and we don't use the plastics.
Yeah, so this is one of the initiatives that most of companies should start. And by the way, it shouldn't be only plastic, papers. Put shredder in your office. You can buy them. You know, they are very cheap. You could use it, and at the end of the month, week, it depends on how you consume papers. Which is, I would love not to consume because we should be paperless. You know, keeping tree alive. You know, and you could have a contract with one of the recycling companies. Either you deliver that papers and they buy it from you, or they come and collect it. So there are so many ways that we all, either at home, office, in the factory, in the street, we could start thinking, if I'm consuming this plastic or this glass or this paper or any product, you know, even our food waste, organic waste, we are eating, all of us, in the restaurants. What's happening to the waste? I don't want to call it waste. To the extra food that you want you want to throw it, yeah, you don't want to eat, so it has to go to the garbage. You need to think more than once, especially when you go to the hotels. Breakfast, for example, you have this big, nice 5-star buffet, and you will find people that they just adding food to the plate, food, and look at them after 15 minutes, they didn't even finish half, so the rest is going to the garbage. So I urge, you know, people that let's think deeper what we are doing with what we are using. I'm gonna throw it like that. Can I use it? You know, I remember when I was kid. By the way, I was born in Saudi Arabia, if you don't know this. Yeah. I have a very nice memories. When we left Saudi Arabia, I was 8 years, but I still have very nice memories. And we went to Jordan. I still have memories in Saudi and in Jordan where my mom used the milk cans, the big ones, to plant in it a new tree or a plant. And I believe in Bolivia you have seen this.
Yes.
Man, This was with us since ages, ages and ages. But we have to think, can I reuse whatever I'm handling or no? This is the big question mark. And this is start from the house. We should start teaching our kids. Do this, don't do that. We have to make sure that this goes to the right place, to the right people to reduce it to another product.
And even you can have fun on that, because back in Bolivia also, I used to go to farms when I was a kid, and with the cans of milk, the big ones, 1 liter, 2 liters, we used to fill them with cement to make weights. Yes.
We have done this.
Yes.
We have done this, that's proof to the next generation that the previous generation have tried their level best, to reuse everything. It's not a sign that you are a poor or you can't afford. It's a sign that I'm thinking right and I need to help. We all live in this world. If we will not take care of it, where else shall we go? What,
Yes.
to Mars? To the moon? This is our house. It's our big house. Look at, I believe, you have seen this Netflix documentary, right?
Yes.
You've seen the amount of waste that's been thrown everywhere.
Yes. I was just gonna say also that, yeah, because I was surprised, because we are in a age of consumption, It's consumption, consumption, consumption. Maybe I will think, okay, I need to buy something in Amazon, and I don't have the consciousness that as I am doing it, billions of people are doing the click. Is the click and the click and the click, and all the returnings and all the production and all the things that are behind a company that handles this. And that documentary shows that, well, basically it's impossible to stop the consumption. It's because we will produce more new things because of the demand, and also because of the mindset of the companies now. Before they were making products that will last long. Now they make products that will last less. You change a computer in maximum 2 years. You change your phone in maximum 1 year, every year. Some people change every year, maybe 2 years. But you know that a change is coming, and you're forced to change because, for example, the computer doesn't support the softwares or the heavy programs, the new updates that they are doing, so you need to change. Otherwise, you can't. It happens to us in the office. We change the servers and everything, and there's 1 or 2 computers that are away, gone. We cannot install the new programs that we use in the company. And you're forced to buy. But we don't know what happens after. So I saw in this documentary, by the way, I recommend to everyone to see it in Netflix, about the waste. And they send all the spare things, all the massive purchase that are not done, or they need to throw, clothing, plastics, and everything. They send it first to a European country to remove the labels and stuff, and then they send it to Thailand. But to Thailand, not to recycle, not to nothing. It's a landfill. So that's why we see in the oceans the tons of garbage, and people say that this country cannot produce this this huge amount of waste. It's coming from big companies, big corporations. That the simple thing to do, like you said, to make the complete process of recycling is an investment, and it's time, and it's a huge new department that you need to have that is focused into that to do it. So the easy way for them is to throw them, give it to another country, they will do it, and you're cleaning your hands.
In this process, by the way, you have 2 types of waste. One of them is the old materials, or the outdated materials, I would say. And the second part, which is the heavy, the packaging materials. So clothing can be purchased again, can be recycled again. E-waste, not all countries, they have the facility that to extract copper, gold, plastic from that e-waste and reuse them again. But we have, you know, packaging materials are always, always, always a painful topic to the companies, because in that packaging material, what do you have? You have cardboard, you have staplers, or sometimes I would say industrial staplers, which is the big ones, which is now you're talking about metal, and the third one you're talking about plastic, wrapping, bubble sheet. So you have at least 3 elements in that: extracting, sorting, then try to reuse or to recycle. It's again a pain. As you said, they're throwing it in a country that this country might not have the suitable or enough recycling facilities. I would say it's good and bad. It's bad because it's beyond their limits, and it's good. It's opening an opportunities for young people to start think that my country observe or get more than the required capacity. Let me do something. If it's small, it will grow. Look at Africa now. I've read in one of the news that one of the Nigerian ladies, started this tire recycling facility, and she was 23, if I'm not mistaken, 24, but she started at the back of her house. Now she owns a facility, and now this lady, she's talking with 6 figures. So, it's an example where I can start small. If I'm scared or if I don't have enough, I would get some funds from here and there, and I will grab that opportunity. I would say what's happening in Thailand or any other country, it's a very good opportunity for the locals to pay attention to this. And waste is gold. Literally, waste is gold.
Yes. And the electronic waste, if you separate that, every plate has gold.
it has a certain very less amount of gold on the motherboards and because of the conductivity of electricity. Gold is the best. So as you said, you recommend this. I also recommend people to watch it. Yes. It will let you think beyond certain limits.
Yeah, and it makes me think that in one side you have these big companies that if they want, because if they want, they can invest, not even in the same country that they are their branches. For example, they want to send to Thailand, put a factory in Thailand, give jobs to the people to do a recycling facility. And then that everything that you're sending, it is an investment, but they have the capacity, of course. Yes, and they can do it. And the second is the regulations that can be behind it. There's the extended producer responsibility now that it's going to be big thing in the world, that it will force people. But, for example, if I'm establishing a company in XYZ country and the country says that in my requirements is what you're going to do with the spares, with the waste, with everything you produce that is not sold, what you're going to do. And I need to put, it's going to be recycled, this, in this, in this, and be approved. Be approved. That's necessary to happen, because we produce more than we consume. It's now, for example, fashion style to show in TikTok videos and everything, unboxing. And these influencers are buying like 10, 15 boxes of products in online stores. And then what they do? They won't use it because it's just for showcast. Yes. What the product does, and then throw it away. Otherwise, their houses will be filled. Yeah. There's an image in that documentary that stays on my mind. It shows the big city, a modern city, but if it shows us if we are not recycling or not throwing anything, it will be the same high as the buildings, the garbage, the waste. Have you seen the movie Wall-E?
No.
It's a kids movie. It's fantastic. The world gets destroyed. It doesn't work anymore, and these big robots that compact the waste start building buildings of the waste. It's very interesting, but it shows you the reality.
This is kind of inspire kids.
Exactly.
What is the movie again? It's called
Wall-E.
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 Is it on Netflix?
I think it's on Disney or Netflix. I don't know, but if you find it, yes, if you find it, it's sweet and it's nice and it shows you the reality in a future if we don't do anything, because if you see the world doesn't have balances in what we do, because we produce so much, and on the other side you have poverty, but you produce for the whole world, and the whole world doesn't use it and doesn't cover also the poverty, and it ends up in a landfill. So there's something really wrong that we must change now. And what you said, for example, knowing the process of recycling a bottle, I didn't know it. So I know now that my plastic bottles that I'll have, I need to wash them.
I would love for you to put some pictures on this podcast if you can. Then people will understand what we are talking about. It's a hectic process, really hectic. You consume water, you consume chemicals, you consume electricity, you consume. I would love you to put some pictures so people can understand. Oh, really? This is what happened if I will throw my drinking water bottle with the other waste and the general waste. This is what will happen. Yes, this is what will happen.
Yes. And I was thinking also that maybe for some kind of products, there's a lot of solutions. You can decide, for example, instead of buying the plastic bottle for the milks, they sell in the cardboard packages. That's a lot easier to recycle. And there's these products that we use for washing the clothes. Imagine that we can have a sector in every market that is for taking care of the environment, and instead of having the plastic bottles that you have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines that you refill.
Yes.
You refill your things. You go to the market and they say you by kilo. They will still sell in, and they even the same companies, they don't need to invest in plastics.
Of course.
They just go with the trucks, refilled. Of course, you cannot do it in all the products, but in the products that you can, you will make a change. And you just go with your personal bottle that is yours. Yes, and it's registered, and it must be strict, because that bottle must be registered under your name. And if the market knows, for example, that already sold you that bottle, it cannot sell you another. So you take care of your bottle. You understand?
Yeah.
Force the things to be...
For people to take care of the products.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a nice idea.
Yeah, and tons of products that you can do that. Ketchup, mayonnaise. You can go, refill, and have at home. Products of washing. You can go, refill, have at home. And if imagine only 10% of the companies that have these kind of products does it, it's a huge change. Huge.
No, I agree with you. It's a very fantastic idea.
Yeah, and they could be, if the governments put this incentive, they could create these recyclable markets or environmental friendly markets.
Who knows this podcast reached to whom, and they would take this idea.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to see it one day.
And we'll say,
Yeah.
we say.
It was generated from here. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so it's fantastic what we can talk and what we can learn, and humans are moved by what they see. So if we can manage for the people to see what we are doing,
Lead by example.
yeah, exactly, and let them know that there's products in the street that works for this purpose. You're taking a water bottle in the street, go and put in a plastic place, or you're eating something that's in a paper container, go and throw it to the paper container. There is, and that's what I love. For example, for German distribution, it has for any taste, and even if you have, yeah, but the beans, my place is elegant. I don't know what kind of bean I could put. It's not something that I want to show. There's a bean that could be with the style of your place, of your theme.
Theme of your restaurant, hotel, office, you name it. You know.
Exactly.
When it comes to steel, it's so easy to design and fabricate and produce a product matching, you know, any theme. And to prove that, look at Dubai Airport now, and next year, look at the bins matching the theme. Look at Dubai Mall, for example. By the way, PowerBay have sold most of Dubai Mall the bins. Look at that bins matching that theme. You know, I believe when it comes to PowerBay, they work closely with the designers.
Yes.
Show us your theme, and PowerBay designers will you know, will put their ideas together. They will start sharing and rendering, etc., etc. Approved. Go ahead and produce. So, as you said, we shouldn't have any excuse not to follow and not to do.
Yes.
Lead by example. Yes, let's do it. You know, UAE. I would say I'm here since 2008, and I can see, Pablo, this country is rapidly developing in all sectors, especially in waste. So I would love to see other countries follow their neighbor countries, you know, whether in Europe, South America, for North America, everywhere, North Africa, South, etc. Check what's happening around you, you know. It's very nice to explore and see what's happening in Malaysia, what's happening in Singapore, and what's happening in China, or what's happening in the States, or what's happening in Europe, or Morocco. Go check, this bin or this system is working with them. Yeah, that country is similar to my country, you know. The same weather, the same geographical areas, the same. Let me try, maybe it will enhance. You know, I would love and I would urge the key persons, keep traveling around, keep traveling around, you know, explore, just explore, and check what others are doing, and go and do it here. And this is, by the way, what PowerBay is doing. You know, their R&D department, and the urban furnishing department, led by Nick Woods. He's not on his seat. He's always on the plane visiting another countries to check what's happening.
Yes.
What are the new methods or technologies or I should also implement here? And he comes with crazy ideas, and these crazy ideas at the end of the day are working.
Yes.
You know, and we have a market for that. So this is a humble message also from myself, like keep traveling and check what's happening around.
Yes, because the most powerful tool that we can have is information.
Of course.
Yes, and if we know the how consumption persons we can be, let's take care of the other side also. It's I love to consume, but I love to recycle. So I put a balance on it. So. It's always fantastic talking about these topics, and I hope to have you in 150,000 podcasts more.
I will be there, Pablo. You are a very close friend, and you know, being in your podcast is always honored. And I'm sure I would see you again in another podcast, whether here in an exhibition. In another country, maybe next podcast we'll do it in Saudi. You never know. Anyway, I'm traveling, maybe in 2 weeks, I would say. So yeah, maybe we'll,
Maybe
yeah.
we'll have one direction.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, and it's a good initiative that we can show to the world that people is worried about the sustainability, and we are in time to do so. So, thank you for being here, and you're most welcome in the podcast.
And thank you for inviting me again. And I would say we'd see you again.
I'll see you again.
Thank you, Pablo. Thank you. Thank you.